Hi, this is your timeless collective reading. Welcome in. I'm Venusian alchemist, an intuitive modern mystic with over a decade of experience in this game. How are you doing? How are you keeping? So, like I said, this is going to be a timeless collective for any sign. We'll see what comes up. And all that asks is that you have discernment when receiving this message at the time that it finds you, when it does, whether that's at time of release or much later on. I don't know. Trust it. And yeah, like I said, it's for you, okay? It's not sign specific or anything like that. But I do like to give as many pointers as I can to see what energies are on the table, to see if it's for you. However, I do advise that you stay until the end, because maybe some messages at the beginning of the video aren't for you, but maybe something towards the end is. So sit back, relax, grab a snack, get cozy, and let's get into it. Let's see what Spirit wants to talk to you about. And that one almost fell on the floor. Almost fell on the floor, but it didn't. Oh, the energy feels sharp. It feels really sharp. So it's really late at the time that I'm recording this, and I feel super energized. So this is the energy that you're coming in with. 1 second. And we're back. So as I was saying, the energy feels uplifting. It feels uplifting. But also, for someone here, your upper back is shot. So get you a massage, a vibration plate, something. Your upper back, there's a lot of tension in there. So this could be some sort of deep emotion that you're carrying. You need to release that because it's manifesting itself on your upper back, okay? And that's what I want to say before I even draw the cards or do anything like that. But before we get into the reading, like the video, consider subscribing and drop a comment to let me know where you're watching from. I want to know if I've gone global yet. But yes, just relax. Let's see what comes up, see what resonates, and have a good time, you know? So yeah, one of the first things that I was channeling was the body aches. Even though you do feel energized, your energy feels uplifting, but your physical body feels incredibly heavy. So let's try and get a workout in. If working out isn't an option for you, let's get some steps in, even if it is 5k steps a day, okay? Something. If you can't leave the house for some reason, walk around the house, I don't know. If you live in a building, go up and down the stairs in the building, I don't know, something. We need some sort of movement in your body because it does feel incredibly heavy. It's almost excruciating, okay? So that's one of the first things that I channeled. For synchronicities, throughout this week, I was seeing a lot of 5-5 and 8-8. So in order for abundance to come in, there's a radical change that you need to make in your life. I will ask you to reflect upon that to see what that pertains to in your particular situation, in your current reality. What is it that you need to change? Is it a routine? Is it a habit maybe? Do you need to habit stack? Do you need to drop a bad habit? Cut someone off? You know, I'm big on cutting people off. I don't hate people, okay? But it's just being selective about who deserves to be around you and who doesn't. It's that type of thing that I'm talking about. Because I love people. I love people. I appreciate people. But I also need to have discernment as to who deserves to be around me and who doesn't. You know, if you irritate me, you'll never see me again. It's that kind of thing. For the sake of what? Oh, because we were friends, because we were lovers. It doesn't matter what your status is. If you're not good for me, for my soul, for my body, out the door. Like, you need to be out the door. So yeah, that's something else for you to think about as well. The people that you have in your life. Let's do a revision and see if they're worth keeping in your life or not. 4 on my timer, as I said that. Yeah, that's 8. That's number 8 that I kept seeing throughout this whole week. So again, that's confirmation for someone. As I was shuffling, the Justice card peeked out. So someone could be going through a legal battle. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna fold in your favor. If it does show up in the spread, I will let you know, but that's something that's currently ongoing. Okay, we'll leave it to the side to see what this is about. So yeah, let's get into it. We've got the Hanged Man, Death and Rebirth. Wow. The Emperor. The Emperor hasn't come out in a long time, so okay. Hello, new watchers. And the Judgment. So Archangel Gabriel's here, and Sandalphon as well. So if you work with archangels, I'm talking to you. Polarizing messages here, and situations, and people. Hello, everybody. So the Hanged Man, there's a need for you to surrender. Okay. There's a need for you to surrender to something here. We'll figure out what this is. There's an energy of surrendering here. Trust the process type of thing is what it feels like. Pisces energy is strong. And Sagittarius too. Yeah, that's what I want to say about the Hanged Man for now. Also, if you work with sigils, I could be talking to you. I personally don't, but it did come up, so. Then we've got Death and Rebirth. Now, this archetype scares a lot of people. It only scares you if you don't understand the concept of death. Okay, I'll be so honest. If you don't understand the concept of death, of course you're deathly afraid of this archetype. This is one of the strongest archetypes that, in tarot at least, it's the most revolutionary. Okay? Someone who is being initiated, or you have started your spiritual journey. Okay? Someone who could be working with the Fae as well. That's something that came up. But yeah, again, trust the process. We'll see what this is about in more detail once I open the tarot. But there's a need for you to allow a version of you to die. Why do I say this? Because you've got the Emperor here. In order for you to stay true to your vision, to stay true to whatever strategy you've put in place to pursue something here, you do need to make a sacrifice, is what I want to say. You do need to make a sacrifice. That could be letting go of some old habits, old mindset, an old version of yourself. Your future is waiting for you to stop defending your past, type of thing, you know? Your past doesn't define you. It can shape you, but you can pick parts of your past that you want to take with you to the future or not, okay? It's entirely your choice here. And then we've got the Judgment. Sagittarius energy is strong here, as well as Aries. Forgot to mention. Someone's going to reap their karma. Someone's going to reap what they sowed. This feels like it's someone around you. Ooh, this is getting juicy. Okay, let's get into it. So for energies on the table, I've got Pisces, Aries, Scorpio, Sagittarius as well. If you've got a strong Mars placement, so like Mars in Aries maybe, I could be talking to you. Or Mars in Sagittarius, actually, I could be talking to you. If you're alive path 3, 4, 3 and 4, I'm talking to you. If your birthday falls on the 20th of any given month, I am talking to you as well. Now, with these signs and energies that I shared with you here, this doesn't mean that this collective is going to be specifically around these signs. It just means that either you have these placements quite strongly in your chart, or you could be dealing with these energies as well. Okay? That's what's being highlighted here. 9-9 on my timer, as I said. That the number 9 could be significant here for someone. Maybe September could be significant for someone here. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, actually, wait. The Justice card that I spoken about. Yeah, this is about someone's karma. For some others, you are going through a legal battle. Oh, excuse me. You're going through a legal battle. It's still a long way. Could last another 2 years, from what I can see here. You need to be more strategic, to put it simply. You need to be more strategic about this, because it could slip through your fingers. You could potentially lose this legal battle. Okay. But let's see. Oh, and I've got Libra now as well on the table. If you're life path 11, I could be talking to you. Talk to me about the Hanged Man, please. As I was tuning into the Hanged Man energy, I felt this energy of betrayal. You may have felt cheated out of something here. Someone feels cheated out of something here because it's unfair. If this is relating to the legal matter, it ended up being that way because that is what is fair in the eyes of the law of the land. So can't really argue with that. Unless you've got something up your sleeve, some other solid evidence to prove that actually we need to reopen the case, then I don't know. But yeah, there's this energy of betrayal that's peeking through. So we'll see what this is about, I guess. Queen of Pentacles. Someone's mother lied about something here. Someone's mother lied about something here. You almost fell on the floor, but you didn't. Yeah, Knight of Cups, and now they feel apologetic. Will they apologize though? I don't see it as of right now. We'll see as the reading goes on, but if you are waiting on an apology from this person, this mother or this divine feminine to move on, you are wasting your fucking time. Give yourself the apology. One on my timer as I said that. Also, for some others, this divine feminine that showed up, they portray to be someone who's incredibly practical, materialistic, quite heavy in their masculine, but they're actually a softie. They're a big softie. They're a fragile babe. And there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe it just means that they've had to lean into their masculine for so long that now they don't know how to receive. They don't know how to learn to receive because they think maybe there's ulterior motives here. You know, different intentions, something like this. So trust issues, okay? That's where this stems from. So you might think that this person is being two-faced. Actually, they're not being two-faced. This is the way that they found to protect themselves the best, okay? Virgo energy speaking through, so you could be a Virgo. You could be dealing with a Virgo. Let's see. But yeah, there's something about an apology here. Could be through text. I will be honest, could be through text or in person. There is a potential for an apology, however it won't be as quick as you would like it to be, so in the meantime give yourself the apology and move on, okay? For some others, there is someone here that wants to offer you commitment. There's someone that has a massive crush on you, especially if you're a Pisces. If you're a Pisces, there's someone in your orbit. You might have known them for a few years, actually. So this could be a friends to lovers type of situation. It could turn into that, so from friends to lovers. And it looks as though in about a month and a bit from now, depending on when you're watching this video, they could give you a offer of romantic interest here. So they might express their feelings, they might confess. If you're already talking with this person and some feelings have been expressed, they may want to solidify this, or maybe this is feeling like they're wanting exclusivity with you. So it could be from a situationship to exclusivity. It feels like that, and you may not feel like you can trust this person. From what I can see here, for this particular situation that I'm tapping into, they mean well. They mean well. So do what you will with this information, and also always follow your gut when it comes to things like this. Cool. Talk to me about the death and rebirth, please. Yeah, your back is shot. Jesus Christ. I just felt like a sharp pain on my left lower back. Wow. Someone needs to go to the chiropractor. You need to get stretched. And no, not in that way. Get your mind off the gutter. You need to like go to the doctor's sports massage, something to get your muscles stretched, because wow, your back, this is painful. Okay, this is painful. Hold on, let me go stretch. Hold on. Okay, and we're back. I can breathe now. I can breathe now. Jesus, that was painful. Please take care of your back. Yeah, that was painful. That was really painful. And I have a high pain tolerance, okay? I have like a million tattoos. Like, pain is nothing new to me. But that kind of made me sweat a little bit. So take your physical health more seriously, please. This is the only body that you have in this life. Try to take care of it. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can do stretches at home if you can't afford to go and get a professional massage or anything like that. Like, stretch at home, you know. If you can, ask someone to like massage your back or step on your back as well. That's incredibly helpful too. There's a lot of muscle tension. Like, yeah. But anyway, let's keep going. Tell me about the death and rebirth, please. Something about November the 4th is significant. Doesn't matter when you're watching this video, November the 4th is significant here for someone. It feels like that day there's going to be a moment that you'll feel like it's either a eureka moment, an aha moment. There's an energy of an epiphany happening. November 4th, so I don't know, write it down in your diary if it resonates. There's an epiphany happening around that time. I haven't checked what's happening astrologically around that day, but it could be significant for someone. I don't know. But anyway, rebirth. What's this talking about? Eight of Pentacles is here. Okay, I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but I have to be realistic. Someone could get fired from their job. Someone could get fired here. That's what it feels like. You won't really know it's coming, so I don't know. If you've been like slacking at work, arriving late, doing things through shortcuts, be careful, because it'll be over something quite small that you could get fired for. Especially if you're on the probation period, or if you've just passed probation at work. Just be mindful of that. Try to do things by the book, at least for like a year. Then you can learn your tricks and your shortcuts and incorporate that into your workflow. But especially if you're like super brand new to the job, or like I said, if you've just passed probation, your position here is fragile. I do see someone getting fired. Again, that's not to panic. Every single person that's just passed their probation have sense, okay, when receiving messages like this. If you feel like you're slacking at work, or you're trying to cut corners and things like this, you're being watched. Okay, the higher ups are watching you, they're taking notes, and you could get pulled up for something. This is not even a verbal warning or disciplinary. This is straight up dismissal. Yeah, King of Wands, like I said, you're being watched. You're being watched, so just be careful. What about the Emperor? Why is the Emperor here? I like the Emperor energy. When it's healed, it's the best. Queen of Swords. We have a couple here who are polar opposites. This could be a fire sign with an air sign. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but if we're romantically speaking, you two are not seeing eye to eye, okay? This Divine Feminine is already disconnected emotionally. They're executing their exit plan. So if you're the Emperor in this situation, be mindful of that, okay? You two are not seeing eye to eye. One's playing chess, the other's playing checkers. Like, it's so misaligned. And it's interesting because this is Libra energy, like it did show up initially on the table. And Aries and Libra, your sister signs, you complement each other. So it's a shame that this is happening. Why is it? Two of Pentacles. Someone's being wishy-washy as fuck. Someone's triggering the other person's nervous system through inaction. Through inaction is what I see here. So whether you're the Emperor in the situation or the Queen of Swords, be more proactive if you're trying to salvage this connection. If you're not trying to salvage this connection, then it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I'm seeing a couple here. You're not seeing eye to eye. And no, this isn't like a phase. This isn't like the 2-year itch or the 5-year itch or the 7-year itch. This is a personality clash. There is, unless one of you compromises, there's no room for this to work. Because you two are coming across as being extremely stubborn here. So like, who's gonna budge? Who's gonna compromise? I don't see any of you compromising. You and this person of interest. So yeah. Let's see. What about the Judgment, please? What is it here? Why is the Karma card here? That's what I want to know. Why is Karma here? Who's getting their karma? Who is getting their karma? What's going on with the Judgment? Page of Cups, a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You could be one of these signs, or you could be dealing with one of these signs. Someone's just started their spiritual journey, and they're having spiritual experiences, i.e. mediumship. They could have developed it on accident, and now they feel tormented. One thing about the spiritual journey, once you open your eyes, you can't really go back. You can't really go back. And even if you try to, you'll feel like you're going fucking insane. So try and make do is my advice. Try and make do with what's happening. If you're struggling to make sense of what is going on spiritually, okay, find you a spiritual practitioner that you trust. Consult with them and see if they can give you tailored guidance specific to you. Because someone's losing their mind here. They're losing their mind. They have conflicting emotions. They don't know which emotions belong to them and which emotions are being projected onto them. There's a whirlwind of confusion happening here. 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, yeah. You're isolating yourself because of this. Be careful. You don't want to isolate yourself. Okay? But you do want to seek guidance from someone with a reputation, someone that you trust, someone whose energy matches yours, okay? So again, have discernment when trying to find a spiritual practitioner that you can trust your situation with, okay? You need guidance here. Your body is opened. You need to have your body closed. You need to have your body closed. For some others, someone's reaping their karma. Okay. Someone's reaping their karma. There's a lot of situations as to why this particular person in your orbit is reaping their karma. One, let's talk about the apology situation. The apology that's never really coming. I do see this person falling seriously ill. Okay. They're not going to end up on a deathbed or nothing, but they could become ill for a long time. So that's one situation. The work situation where I mentioned that You know, someone's being watched. Be careful with what you're doing at work if you're trying to cut corners. Otherwise you may get fired on the spot. Okay, for someone here, this is very specific. Someone is trying to sabotage you. Could potentially be a Leo, doesn't have to be. Someone could be trying to sabotage you at work, and if you do end up losing your job because of this person's wrongdoings, I do see it later on being proved that this person, like I said, I do see this person being found to be at fault. Okay, and you could get your job back. For someone here, you could get your job back. For some others, you will choose not to go back and instead sue. I do see that happening here. Romantically speaking, if we're talking about romance now, this is for the person that's in a long-term relationship, but also you two can't seem to be seeing eye to eye. This is difficult. From what I can see and feel here, whoever the Aries is in the situation, okay, they will end up leaving out of impulse. But then I do see deep regret, because later on, the Aries will realize that this air sign here anchored them. You anchored this person. You've opened up this person's eyes to a different world, to a different way of seeing things, doing things, understanding things. And this will be something that this Aries will have to live with for the rest of their life. So the one that got away type of situation. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing at the moment. Let's see if there's anything else at all. Also, something that did come through as I was channeling, someone's trying to hack your personal data. Yeah, so like your home security system, there's something like that happening here. Again, keep your wits about you. Make sure you update the system. I don't know, change your passwords, mobile banking, that whole thing. There's something about hacking, identity theft, that type of thing happening here. For a lot of you, this could be to do with your home system. Okay? For some others, it's online banking, so... And for very few of you, it is identity theft. So again, be careful about your digital footprint. See where you're signing up to websites and things like this. Check your junk mail, that kind of thing. Okay? Just be mindful of your digital presence and your home setup, your home security setup as well. Okay? What else? Like I mentioned, physical exhaustion. I think I mentioned that at the very beginning of the video. You're carrying a lot that's not yours, okay? Please sort that out. For the love of everything that exists, sort that out. Your body can't take it anymore. Your body physically can't take this anymore. You've reached the end of your tether here. Your body is running on E. Barely running on E. So try and get some rest. Something. Again, do something. Okay? Do something. Let's see what else comes up for you. See if there's anything else you need to be made aware of. For those of you who are looking for work, I do see a job opportunity with a global company coming in. Okay? So, especially if you're on LinkedIn. If you have a LinkedIn profile, I do see a global company reaching out to you and offering you a position. So, that's something to keep in mind if you're looking for work. Let's see. Four of Swords is here. Why is it here? Jupiter in Libra. If you have this placement, I could be talking to you. Someone's trying to mess up with you in the astral. They're trying to make you feel disconnected. Someone's trying to emotionally manipulate your energy. Okay? You need to close your body. Go to a practitioner that knows how to do this properly. It's not a YouTube video and a hypnosis session that's going to do it for you. It's something a bit more intense. So again, go to someone that you trust to close your energetic body. Because right now, you're feeling the disconnect. It's not depression, babe. It's a spiritual attack. Someone's trying to make you go insane here. Okay? You're almost becoming bedbound. You're cooped up. You don't want to leave the house. You don't want to interact with people. Being outside overwhelms you. But it didn't before. You used to be a social butterfly. You used to go outside at least once a day, you know, for your hot girl walk or to run errands and things like this. Now, you're cooped up. And it's not because, you know, autumn season is coming and you're trying to get cozy. No, this is more serious than that. Being around people is overwhelming you. Because why? Your energetic body is too opened. It needs to be closed and recalibrated. Yeah, you're withdrawing from society. And this is someone's doing. This is someone's doing. The initial F for Frederick has come through. So, if that helps someone, you could be dealing with someone whose name starts with F. F for Foxtrot. So that's something to obviously work on ASAP. This isn't like a word of caution, a gentle reminder. Like, if you're going to take anything away from this video, let it be this. You need to take care of your spiritual body, your spiritual hygiene, and up your protection. And there's only so much that we can do on our own, okay? So I highly advise you to go and see a practitioner to help you with this, okay? What else? Nine of Cups is here with the Ace of Wands. Someone's gonna win something here. The competition? I do see triumph here. Feels like a competition. If you've entered some sort of competition, you won. You won. So congrats. You won. It's yours. It is yours. It is yours. Anything else for my collective? Six of Swords with the Six of Cups. Someone's been toying with the idea of past life regression hypnosis. If that's you, this could be confirmation, okay, to explore that. Because I do see there's a deep wound around your father's line surrounding parenthood, that you're the one that's being called to heal that. How are you going to do that? Only a past life regression hypnosis session can tell you, okay? Because you need to dive deep into your subconscious while being guided by someone, again, that you trust and that has a reputation. Because you are the one to heal your father's line, especially when it pertains to issues around parenthood. Parenthood. So if your father abandoned you, if you're adopted, if you don't know who your father is, so if your paternity is, there's a big question mark here. That's something, of course, for you to work through, but that's also something that the answer to that is through past life regression. That can be achieved through hypnosis. Yeah, because although the Six of Swords, most people talk about relocation, this feels like mental travel. When I think mental travel, I think hypnosis, regression. Okay? So that's something to think about and not take lightly, okay? And not take lightly. Five of Pentacles is here at the bottom of the deck, subconsciously. You feel like there's something missing. This isn't like mummy, daddy issues, being romanticized or glamorized. This is something deeply rooted here. It has ran through your bloodline for many centuries, actually. Seems like parenthood isn't taken seriously. Also, there's something to do with alcoholism here, but I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't want to trigger people here. But there's something to do with alcoholism here. It would be highly advisable for you to do a past life regression session, see what comes up, so that you can answer your own pressing questions that your rational brain isn't able to find an answer to. At least an answer that makes sense to you and your heart, okay? Let's see. One more. Let's get one more. One more for my collective. Three of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords and the Four of Wands. Someone is going to get into real estate. Maybe you're going to rent out an Airbnb, buy a house to sublet, something like this. For some others, this could turn into a family business. Maybe you're at the age where it's time for you to work on the family business, okay? I do see it being favorable for you. You have the skills, you have the drive, okay? And another thing that you have as an advantage is that you're tech savvy here. So you could make this humble family business explode online. Through your methods, through the strategies, through making use of the algorithm, that kind of thing. That's what I see here. For a lot of you, it is real estate. For some others, this could be something to do with crafting, DIY type stuff. Something like this. So post the content, I guess. Post the content, promote your family's business. This feels like a family business, to be honest. Be the face of the family business. Now it's time for you to be the face of your family business so that it can thrive. Because it has been surviving, but now it has the opportunity to thrive, to soar here. Okay? And let me see if there's anything else. I don't think so. I don't feel that there is. Okay, someone's father wants to ask for your forgiveness. Your father wants to ask for your forgiveness. I almost said baby father, but it doesn't feel like that. Maybe it does for you. Maybe it's your baby's father that wants to rekindle the connection. I don't fucking know. But from what I can feel here and see, this could be your father wanting to come through and ask for your forgiveness here. Whatever it is that they did or didn't do, they want your forgiveness. Now, when it comes to forgiveness, you don't forgive because you want to free them. You forgive because you want to free yourself. So keep that in mind when navigating this situation. And with that said, I don't see anything else here. No, yeah, you may feel conflicted, of course. But again, just as I was saying, forgiveness is more about you than it is about the other person. So whatever decision you do decide to make, whether it is to forgive them or not, do it for you. Do it because it sits right with you. It's about freeing yourself, okay? It's about freeing yourself, releasing some karma, something like this. Trusting that spirit will take care of things irrespective of your decision here, whether you decide to forgive them or not, okay? Trust that you will be supported by spirit whenever you do make a decision. You do need to make a decision though. And yeah, with that said, that concludes your collective reading for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Let me know if this has helped you in any way, shape, or form. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing for more videos like this. And if you want to learn more about me, what I do, my services, if you feel like you want to trust me to guide you through whatever your situation is, all the information will be in the description below. My agenda is open for readings if you feel drawn to book me. If not, that's absolutely fine. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and it would be kind of boring if I was. So again, use your discernment. But if you feel drawn to me, you can find more information in the description below, alongside everything else that you can find about me in terms of the content, blogs, my book, my website, where you learn much more about me, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and until next time, stay immensely blessed. Bye.